Welcome. This isn't your average movie podcast. We go where no man has gone before.
You know what I'm craving? A little perspective.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Say something, goddammit! You're on television! You're live to the whole world!
Join us as we review movies new and old. You're tuned into Lupo's Cinema Symposium.
Dear Mr. Lupo, we accept the fact that you made us watch The Breakfast Club, but we think you're crazy for making us review it. You'll see it how you want to see it, in the most simplest of terms, the most convenient explanations. But we found out that in each of us, there's a cinephile, a critic, and an illiterate. Sincerely yours, Lupo's Cinema Symposium. Welcome back, everybody. How you doing to the best movie show on the internet? I'm Christian, joined as always with my co-hosts Rob and Lupo. How you guys doing today?
Everybody get down, he has a gun! I'm good.
I'm bricked. That made me bricked up. That was beautiful, actually. Made me feel things. Yeah.
So we watched The Breakfast Club.
Nobody knew where to go after that. That was a good intro. That's probably the best intro we had in a while.
Yeah.
No, you guys too much.
What did you guys? Well, Jim, you've never seen this movie before.
No, and I think that it might explain my experience of how I feel about the movie. I feel like you guys.
I kind of don't want you to
it.
say it yet, because I think I know how you feel. I don't want you to say it just yet.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to set this up. Me and Christian have both seen it. I think we both really like it. Christian, I have a feeling you like it a little bit more than me. Maybe not. I could be wrong about that. I guess I'll just say, generally, I saw this movie late. I always was a big John Hughes fan. But this is probably one of the last movies of his I saw. So I saw this as an adult. I still really liked it. It's not my favorite John Hughes movie, but it's one of his best movies in my opinion. So, what do you think, Christian?
I don't even know if this makes my top 5 John Hughes movies.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So this is going to go very different than I expected. Interesting.
There is no hate between me and The Breakfast Club at all. I don't know. I like this movie. There's no I'm not gonna mince words there. This is not something I'm gonna shit on. But I don't know. It's a I don't even know where to start really with The Breakfast Club.
Okay. This is interesting because I thought I was going to be kind of maybe Mr. not negative, but Mr. Downer a little bit because
this is a really even for a John Hughes, if in case Jimmy you don't know, is like an 80s movie darling. Right?
Yeah,
and this is probably his most popular movie.
Yeah.
Which is kind of where I was going with it. I mean, I think this is, would you say, Ferris Bueller's up there, but I think this is
Ferris Bueller, 16 Candles, this are all kind of in that same.
But I think this is what people consider the John Hughes movie. You know what I mean?
Probably a lot of people, yeah. I think those are the 3 you're going to hear most.
Yeah.
And Home Alone, I don't think makes the 80s cut, right?
No, that was 1990.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Then there's other ones that I really enjoy, like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I think he did Uncle Buck, if I'm not mistaken.
He did.
Yeah. There's a lot of John Hughes movies, but he was a machine in the 80s. And a lot of the movies became really iconic. And are all set, I think, in a fictional place in Illinois, right?
Yeah.
I think almost all of them are, or the
I don't know
Chicago
about
area.
this one, because in this one...
No, this one is Illinois.
It is, yeah, they say it.
Because they have a Confederate flag in the library.
I always assumed that was a weird history thing, yeah. No,
Maybe.
They say They say at some point something about Chicago.
Shermer,
Okay.
Illinois.
It's
Oh,
like a
okay.
throwaway line. I noticed it this time too,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh yeah, there's the one John Hughes like hallmark I was looking for.
Yeah. All right. Well, I didn't expect that. I'm not gonna lie, Christian. So maybe we should hear from Jimmy, because I think he has a hot take.
I didn't like the
Oh
movie.
yeah, you. Oh wow. Okay.
I really didn't like the movie.
How did you manage to go this long without seeing The Breakfast Club? Is a more interesting question than what you thought about The Breakfast Club.
Well, honestly, it was if for me, my movie watching, if shit wasn't on TV, which it probably was, but I definitely watched Home Alone about like 30 times, and I just managed to never see this one. But I just never really had like a I just never really watched that many movies. Or like the movies that I did see were more like late 2000s. Like that's why I like doing this podcast, cuz literally almost every movie that we've seen will be my first time reviewing them or like
Yeah,
seeing them for review, you
which
know?
Yeah.
to be fair, that's one of the things I love about this podcast. But like,
Yeah, it is. It is very interesting to get unfiltered, like basically, because I feel like your takes are not like sullied by like people's perception of like how a thing should be, which is always, I think that's interesting. I always think that's interesting. In this case, I think it's like kind of crazy. I was very surprised by that because I feel like this movie is a little like innocuous, you know? Like it's one of those movies that's just like hard. I feel it's hard not to like, it's okay if you don't love it, but it's hard for me not to like and enjoy it. I feel like it's just so every John Hughes movie I feel like has so much like joy. And yes, this has a little bit of like more melodrama and like darker stuff in it,
this is
but
definitely
it's
like his
still,
bluest movie. Yeah.
yeah, but it's still like it just has that tempo and that like I feel like the way he writes his characters, there's so much like love put into it. I don't know.
Mhm.
I just always connect with his characters. So,
So
but
I don't connect with any of these characters.
damn,
I,
dude, this is
I
crazy.
agree. I
I'm
agree with everything you said, except that the personal connection isn't there. This movie has, I would say, John Hughes movies all have heart. Is the term I would use. Like there is a lot of emotion and like passion in these characters. But this one has just been something that I've always thought was very clunky, despite all that.
dude. I'm like flummoxed right now. I'm kind of. I genuinely coming in here like if you asked me before the podcast, I would be like, okay, I'm gonna be the one who's negative on this movie. But
This
now
is
I'm like, oh shit, I like it compared
this
to
is
you guys.
I like
Because I
this movie.
think, like, even though I, to an extent, like, compared to other John Hughes movies, there are things about this I don't like as much. But I feel like this movie is written so well, and it serves the way it's written, and it serves such a good purpose. It's like, I feel like it has multiple layers to it, where, like, it's artistically it has merit, but then like in a utilitarian way, like it does serve a purpose. Like if you show this to like teenagers, it's a good movie for that kind of thing. I feel
Yeah,
like.
no, I wrote this down too because first of all, it is just a good entry level film for anybody. I think that you cannot take that away from this. It's a good like piece of media to open you up to more complex things. Like if it's movies or books or whatever, I think this is a great starting point for like a younger crowd, like that early high school, like late middle school, even maybe crowd. Um, because it really teaches you about like empathy and personal identity and acceptance, and like I think it tackles all of those very well. Some of the dialogue in this movie I fucking hate. Like that's it's just like the bottom line of it, I guess. But
Huh.
no, I agree with you that there's a purpose to this movie, and I think it serves that purpose well and accomplishes it well. I just think some of the writing, like, is just really, really clunky.
See, my biggest gripe with it is it can be very melodramatic. But at the same time, while that's not generally like to my taste, I think in this movie specifically, I think it kind of serves the point of the movie, and it does contribute to like the whole vibe of the movie. Like that is ultimately what this movie is. It's kind of like it strips away all that stuff that's like quote unquote cool and like just kind of like throws its characters at you like unabashed, like flaws and all, and there's something like kind of charming to that to me. I think it's I don't know. I it worked for me. It's not like my favorite movie. I think some of the people that like love this movie, it's not my favorite John Hughes movie, but it sounds I'm surprised that you guys are a little bit more negative on this.
Okay. You know what? Can we do a rare breach of protocol and just throw the ratings out now?
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Because I want to defend my position a little bit, but I also want you to get a better idea of where I lie with this.
Okay. I went 4.5.
I went 4.
Okay.
I went. Let me just double check my letterbox and not betray my former self.
You went 2. I remember. I saw.
I
it.
went 2.
Oh Jesus! Oh
I
Jesus!
went 2.
What?
Yeah, and I need to hear more about from Jimmy because
Yeah,
I need to hear.
I want to just defend my position a little bit, Robbie. If it wasn't for what you had said, like the purpose this movie serves, it would be a 3.5 for me. I still really like this movie. There's a lot I do jive with. It's just the last couple times I've viewed this movie, I've just been a little underwhelmed, and maybe that's me carrying some like memory of this movie where I was, not thinking critically about it, or like I don't know, but I don't know. This is not a 5 or a 4.5 to me. It's barely a 4, but I really think the usefulness, like you said, the utility of this movie is what carries it for me. Like this is something I could see making a classroom assignment around, right? And like having kids watch this and maybe do their own little like "Who are you?" essay or something like that, or like how the themes of what did I say earlier, like empathy, identity, acceptance, generational trauma, like how they show through this movie. I think this is a really good movie for people to watch and like start thinking critically about things. I really love this movie for the purpose it serves. That's all I'm trying to say. I know I've said that like 8 times, but that's where I'm at with this.
Yeah, I like it more than that. Like again, it's not my favorite movie, but I do genuinely enjoy it. Like there are things I don't love about it, but it's very few. Like it's more so that I love other things more than that I don't love this movie. I just think this is such like it's become the standard of this kind of movie, and I think when you have movies like that, they get watered down over time because people are constantly copying them. And I think this probably suffers from a little bit of that. But either way, I saw this late. So this isn't something I grew up with. And I don't even know that I loved it the first time I saw it. But on like repeat viewings, I've actually grown to appreciate it even more because I just love the structure of it. I just think how it's written is genuinely like really good. And again, there is that melodramatic stuff. I think that's kind of what you're talking about with the dialogue that
I
maybe you
think it
don't
jumps
like.
into it. I think it jumps into it too fast. I don't think we truly get to know any of the characters in a meaningful way. I don't know. They're more or less vehicles for different. Like I don't know. It's hard
That's
to
true.
describe.
I see what you're saying. That's true. The vehicles part, like they do all represent, you have a perception of what they are, their archetype and stuff. But I don't think it's too fast. I mean, it felt okay to me. I mean,
And
it's Yeah, I don't know. It didn't feel too fast to me. I think the movie goes at its pace and it doesn't waste time. And these kids are all in high school, so it's like, I don't know. They would have that vague amount of comfort, where they just jump in. Like they're not. You don't have to. I don't know. You don't have to get too deep into it, and I think they do a good job overall with the pacing. But, yeah, I don't know. So I do like it a little bit more than that. But I do want to hear Jimmy just absolutely shit on this.
Yeah, I know. I need to hear this 2-star.
So yeah, I think it was because this movie is obviously like made for like a teen audience, and being 28 and looking at this, 80% of the dialogue between them was the meme of the screaming lion and the smug monkey. It was
Yeah, but that's awesome.
characters
That's so
rage
fun to
baiting each other
watch.
and then them
That's
freaking
so
out at each other.
Fun.
And like, yeah, that's cool because I kind of imagine like, yeah, like high school students, yeah, they are like, and so 80% is that, and then 20% is like deeper themes and having empathy for these characters when you learn more things about them. I found John Bender especially off-putting for me, just because he was just a fucking little
This is
dork
amazing.
asshole.
He is
And,
an asshole.
It just made me go, God, I really fucking hate this guy. And like,
Yeah, but that's kind of the point.
that is the point. And then you're like,
You're not supposed
oh,
to like any
his...
of them.
Yeah, but it was just like,
I don't know if that's true. I like. I always say Michael C. Hall, but that's the guy from Dexter. It's Anthony
Michael Hall. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked him.
Bringing a flare gun to school. Aged horribly.
Oh, brother.
And so like, I kind
always
of had
forget
this
about that part,
feeling.
by the way. Sorry to cut you off, Jim, but I always consistently forget about that like bombshell. So every time it comes up again, I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, I do the same shit.
Sorry, Jim. Go ahead.
No, yeah, you're good. And so, again, I don't know anything about this movie, and I was gonna assume at some point they were all gonna have some. I thought it was just gonna be him that was gonna have like this moment where it's like I'm like fucked up because I have like trauma. Not to, like downplay that, but I thought that was going to have like a moment, and then you were gonna be like, see, he's just like lashing out at society because he was. In this case, he was like abused by his dad, so that explains why he kind of is the way he is. But he actually is like a, once the movie keeps going, and you're like, yeah, he actually, there's something more beyond that, and you each person goes through their own like little thing, and you're supposed like you feel for all of these characters, and once they all basically sit down and they all talk about their shit, especially once they kind of have this understanding of each other, and then they not immediately, but they basically just agree that, yeah, once we get out of here, like I ain't gonna fuck with you. And I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And then ultimately at the end, they kind of reverse on that, and they're like, no, actually, like it's cool. It's cool to not stick with your clique and all that. So like that was cool, but yeah, for the majority of the movie I was like, God, I hate these kids. And
Do you identify with the principal?
no, but I think that was also important too, because like he was a fucking asshole too, and that when he goes to the janitor, he's like, dude, why don't these kids respect me? Dude, what the fuck? And the janitor was like, yeah, man, I don't know. Would you respect you if you were a kid? And all that. And it kind of gives you a whole like 360 of like everybody's got a little bit of shit going on and everybody's a little bad, and you should have like empathy and understanding for everybody because everybody's got a little something going on. But
yeah, he's the well-adjusted one of like everybody.
The janitor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
always misremember this movie as him being one of their dads.
No, but I don't want to go off on a tangent, but that was one of the interesting parts that I noticed this time that I liked, is that when he's introduced, I think is the character's name Brian or something, the nerd.
Yeah.
Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah. He pretends to not know him, or like he pretends like not to like be cool with him a little bit because he feels embarrassed, right? But then
Yeah.
later on, when they're talking about like, you know, I would never, you know, talk to you guys outside of here, blah blah blah, and he's like devastated by that, and he's like, I would never do that to you guys, and I think that scene's really interesting because it shows one of two things. It's either that he's a hypocrite and he's lying to himself, or he's grown in that amount of time and now he like kind of has become a better person from this experience. And I think that's kind of a cool little like thing that they don't really call any attention to, but it's just one of those little things that I noticed this time, and I was like, oh, that's some nice development, you know.
I will say, like, at the heart of this movie, there's a fucking great message. And like even the characters, like as much as I think they're not well written, there's like lots of
I
kernels of
disagree
truth.
though.
There's lots of kernels of truth in these archetypes that like John Hughes laid out. That I think you're like anybody can watch this and find something they like empathize with.
Yeah, I agree. But I do think this is more than just like a nice message. Like this movie is written, I think it's written really well. Like I get it's not like the most stylish like dialogue or anything like that, but like the structure of it and like how efficient it is in what it's trying to do and how it accomplishes it. I just think it's done so well. But
I just imagine myself sitting in that room, like in detention with them as a kid, and being like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about?"
But so Jim, like I don't know that I understand what you don't like about it. Is it just that you don't like the kids that much, so like you didn't necessarily feel for like, because I think to an extent you're not really, I mean, you're not really supposed to like any of these people. Like there's not one you identify with that's like the main character, like the audience insert type guy. They all kind of are flawed and like go back and forth.
I think the audience insert is the one you probably don't like the most. It probably says more about you. I think that's the idea behind it anyway.
But there is like to an extent all of them they have that like thing that you kind of like feel bad for them for. You feel empathy for them.
Yeah.
So like are you saying that didn't really hit for you, or you just didn't enjoy watching them on the screen? Like
I just
like
didn't
what are we
enjoy
talking about
watching
here
them.
when you don't
I just didn't enjoy watching them on the screen. I kind of feel like it's kind of like how people sometimes when they read Catcher in the Rye and they're like, dude, this is just about a fucking guy complaining walking around the city.
I guess I don't know. I feel like that's still the wrong reason to not like Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah, I mean, will say I was one of those guys. I haven't read it since, but I had a lot of takes like that in high school. Like when I first watched Taxi Driver, I kind of said something similar to that, and I felt that way about Catcher in the Rye. And I always felt like, oh, I don't identify with this character, therefore I don't like this character. And it kind of like is a stupid position. I'm not saying your position is stupid, because I think there's a nuance to what you're saying versus this, but just while we're talking about it, like
I don't like Catcher in the Rye because I think it's a poorly written book. It has nothing to do with Holden Caulfield as a character.
Yeah, but like there is a difference between like like portraying a flawed character and like condoning a flawed character. Like for example, Bender in this does some stuff that's like kind of fucked up. Like he kind of borderline molests a woman, and then the girl is just like, "That's cool. Let's be boyfriend girlfriend now." And it's kind of like that's kind of crazy, but
and they all throw out the like F slur at one point too.
But like at the same time, it's not like saying like, you know, this is how it's gonna be, like how kids are. Like it's just. He's just telling a story. This is how it is. Like you interpret it how you want. And then the other thing I didn't like, which was the makeover thing, that was a little forced for me.
See, they kind of like pair off at the end, except for the Anthony Michael Hall, and I always thought that was just a little weird.
Yeah, it's forced. I think that's the product of the time, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that's
Although,
just one of those things.
fucking
but-
shout out to my man Emilio Estevez. I love him in this movie. They're all really good actors.
Mm-hmm.
But like going back to what Jimmy was saying, like he didn't like the characters or watching them.
I mean, I can understand that to a level.
I want to
but
nail it down a little bit though. Like, is it actually like what I'm trying to figure out? Like maybe more.
Still character by character.
Is it actually the writing that he's trying to like? You know what I'm saying? Like, is he
Yeah.
misidentifying what he didn't like, kind of thing?
I mean, I don't know. We can go character by character. I didn't like John Bender just because his whole bit was just. Maybe I just had a brain blast. You know, obviously that's the whole point is that he's fucking annoying.
Yeah, but you're allowed to just be like, even though I'm supposed to not like him, I just don't like him at all, and like I don't want to watch him. You know what I mean?
He's
You're
still
allowed
like
to have that opinion.
Yeah, he's still a nuanced, character, and you can't forget he's like 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even for like, I feel like for the other ones, everybody except for Allison, I really was just like, Allison specifically, I kind of didn't really vibe with either. The other ones at least were like, there was like more than just like their like, what do you call it?
Gimmick.
Their archetype, yeah, their gimmick, their like what their identity, their like shallow identity is like.
Which one is Allison? The red Molly
Ali Sheedy.
That's like the
one with
the basket case.
The weird.
You didn't like her? Dude, she's my favorite character.
I don't know.
She's like the best character in the movie.
I don't know. I think I really was put off by her fucking dumping sugar on a piece of bread and then putting Captain Crunch on it. I get you're trying to be this weird character, but like you don't have to do that.
But they're all exaggerated and overboard.
Yeah. I also thought it was really funny. I will say the one thing I didn't like, everybody like starts smoking weed and they're like chill, and then the one dude fucking, I guess he got like PCP or something because he just fucking starts running around doing flips. I was like, this is not.
That's not weed.
It's not what's happening.
Although I will say, being a teenager, like smoking weed for the first time, maybe he's playing that up.
And then
that wouldn't be unheard of.
It's definitely like someone's perception of how smoking weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't be unheard of for somebody to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I need to spend more time. Maybe a rewatch would make me enjoy this movie more.
I just want you to know, Jim, I'm going to push back, but you're definitely like entitled to just not like the movie. I mean, I don't think you're the first person I've heard like not like this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think it's like, I mean, I am still just surprised by it because I always felt like this movie is just so likable. And honestly, all John Hughes movies, I always feel like there's something like inherently likable about his writing style, and then just like,
yep, I agree.
The time period and all these things like coming together. But yeah, so you didn't like, what's her name, Allison?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I think she's the best. She's like probably the reason I like it so much.
I don't favor one character over another. I don't think. I think there's something I like about all of them to a degree. And again, it goes back to what I was saying. Like there's like kernels of truth in each of these characters, where it's like you can find something to empathize with in each of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. I think they're all necessary. Like that's the thing. Maybe that's what it is. It's not so much like this isn't a movie where like you have standout moments of like, oh, that's a great line or that's a great scene, or like I think for me it's like the whole, like the all-encompassing, like all these characters serve a purpose like for being included, and they all, I just think it's like so perfectly thought out and put together. But that's kind of the boring opinion, to be honest. I think.
I don't
So
think so. Like I like again, as much as I say like there's a lot of dialogue I don't like in this movie. This is still a really good movie in my opinion.
yeah. Dude, I think Anthony Michael Hall is a really good actor, even in this. Like he's just, I think he did a good job in this.
You feel the same way about him as I do as Emilio Estevez.
Yeah, what other movies is Emilio Estevez in?
The
I can't
Mighty
even think of one.
Ducks. um,
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Young Guns. If you've ever seen that.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, there's a line from a TV show and I can't remember. It was like Emilio had class, man. He knew when America had enough of him and then just left.
I like Molly Ringwald too. I think she's good in this. She's good in all these John Hughes movies, I think.
Yeah, I definitely like her in 16 Candles as well.
Yeah, I agree. That's
And
probably
Anthony Michael Hall is in
uh
that as well, I believe. Yeah,
yeah, and he's also really good in that too.
he is.
um what's your favorite John Hughes, Christian?
Ferris Bueller, probably followed by Uncle Buck.
See, I would agree. I haven't seen Uncle Buck, but Ferris Bueller is like far and away my favorite. And I thought that was gonna, dude. I thought you were gonna be like the Breakfast Club guy. I'm not gonna lie. You kind of like,
Yeah, I was John Bender for Halloween.
yeah. I guess that's why that probably threw
But that
me.
says more about me that like I didn't have a costume that year and could assemble almost all of those pieces out of my costume.
Maybe it hit too close to home, man. All I'm saying.
And the only thing I had to get was the gloves.
I will say that
Had
is
the
one of my
cigarette
favorite
burn and
bits
everything still there.
of that
Smoke up,
character.
Johnny.
See, like even the hammy stuff like that, like I love that stuff. I feel like it's so charming and like endearing because it's like it's
I'm
so
50-50 on it.
unabashedly like I don't. It's just so unabashedly like itself. Like it's willing to like just be corny and like it's. I mean, I don't know. Teenagers are over dramatic and
Yes,
like corny
yes.
and like so. I think it works honestly.
I it does work. It's just like this watch around, and like I've always kind of had this opinion, but it's like like I'm okay with the clunky fun dialogue, not so much the clunky deep dialogue. I think that's where it loses me a little bit, right? Like even ultimately, like the big picture wise, I see the point it's making, and I think it makes it well. It's just some of that dialogue I hate, and
We're talking like later on when they're sitting in the circle after they
uh,
smoke and everything,
some of
like with
that,
the gun.
some of the immediate like opening stuff, I hate. I like almost can't watch. And
See,
again, it goes back to like if I was sitting in that room and then 10 minutes into an 8 hour detention, we're all talking about our personal lives and how fucked up everything is. I would be like, can we at least have lunch before we get into all of this? Like, I just think it goes with
nah, that's what
how
movies
like
are for. Nah. I don't.
you can
I
push
don't
back. That's
agree.
fine. Like again, Robbie,
Yeah,
having a
it's
big argument over half a star.
yeah, it's hey man, they earned that half a star, man. Don't steal that from them. Um, oh, what was I gonna say? There was something else. I'll remember later. I don't know.
Yeah, I also just Jim, like, what did you think overall of the story of like the whole as a whole? Like, I get that you didn't like the characters as much, but like the whole journey from start to finish, what did you think?
um, hmm. Just the wacky hijinks of teens in detention. Uh, Low key, when they first sat down, I was like, I was very curious on where they were gonna go with everything because I was like, well, are they just gonna film the whole movie from this room? Which they kind of do, but they do a Scooby Doo chase sequence that was pretty cute in the hallways. Um, Even though they didn't really like go anywhere or like do much, the overall like the ending was definitely the best part for me because it does like you learn about these characters and then you like get a deeper sense of who they are, and then at the very end, like when they had that essay prompt or like they had to write the essay, that was like the main bit from the beginning of the movie. Everybody's got to write a thing, and that ending bit, I think, it kind of like all comes together basically because he was like, "Yo, you kind of like judged us all, kind of like wrongly, without really even knowing any of us." And I think that was because I keep thinking about it now. Like maybe I did judge it a little bit too harshly.
You gotta stand your ground, man.
He's
You
allowed to
can't be-
change his
You're
mind.
easily swayed.
No, he's allowed to
I
change
think
his mind.
Never surrender.
Always double down. Always stay 10 toes in. I don't know. I think that like now I'm thinking more, because it's funny because when I watched this movie like a week ago and I had a pretty solid. I was like, nah, I don't like this. But now that I'm thinking more, I'm like, maybe. Nah, fuck it. No, yeah, double down. No, yeah, it was stupid. It was stupid. Yeah.
God damn it, we were so
convincing.
close.
In
So
short.
convincing.
Oh.
I was going to talk about how much I like the Bowie quote at the beginning, but now I feel stupid because
is
you guys
the Bowie
didn't
quote?
like it.
I
as
love the
much.
Bowie quote at the
Yeah,
beginning.
I think it's perfect. Like it's perfect encapsulation of.
Dude, like I said, I think this movie has merit, and as someone who is probably going to end up an educator, I'm probably going to play this in my classroom. Like, it's a good movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just some of the dialogue I hate. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like when the teacher comes in, he says, or no, did he go
No,
in
everything
the
the principal says is awesome.
he's like, he's like, I make $31,000 a year.
Why does he say that?
He says that to one of the kids. I wrote it down. I don't remember when he says it.
Is it when he's yelling at the
He
one
does
dude in the closet?
It's something I forget. It's early on in the movie. I wrote it down when it happened because I was like, "That's so funny that he said that."
That is funny.
You know what, Jimmy? You just earned yourself another Saturday of movie reviews.
Oh yeah? What about next Saturday? I didn't nothing going on.
How many Saturdays is that? Well, the first one you said, sir, is counts as 1, so now it's 7. Make it 8. I mean, I can't even fathom watching this for the first time at 28. Like this is
That's why I think too, like judging a coming of age teen movie at 28. I think sometimes you're not the target audience, and that's fine.
I mean, this is like very much a Gen X movie.
Yeah.
So maybe I can understand that. Like if you like I was kind of steeped in Gen X movies growing up. As I'm sure Robbie probably was too, to a degree. So I wonder if that
What are we
has-
talking? What are we talking? Gen X? What would that be? Like John Hughes, I would say, but like
Yeah.
stuff like Fast Times, I didn't see that till I was an adult.
Fast Times is great.
I don't know what like I'm trying to think of that era of movies.
Like 80s movies.
Like,
80s, 90s movies like Ninja Turtles.
like
is
think
very
Grease,
much Gen X content.
Footloose.
I would say like anything before like
After the Deer Hunter. Right? Because that's 1979, right?
yeah.
Am I wrong? 78.
No, right.
78, yeah.
78. I don't know.
Anything after the Deer Hunter and anything before Heat.
Yeah, I don't know. My what I watched as a kid and what I didn't watch, I found is very strange because apparently I didn't see Mrs. Doubtfire until last week. So
Yeah, maybe I'm more of the steeped in 80s cinema.
I think mine was just random. I would
Like,
see
did you ever
there
see,
were random movies there was stuff I would watch and I would watch it all the time. It wasn't like I was watching everything kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I like the movie. I like Brian. I like Allison. I like the other characters to a lesser extent. They're not as likable to me, but I still like them a lot. I think they all work together and makes a good movie, man. I don't know.
It's a fun movie.
I hope we get commenters and they're like,
Oh, I'm gonna get flayed.
You guys are idiots.
Yeah, I will get flayed. It's a good thing only 3 of us watch this podcast.
Yeah, I'm one, me. But yeah, I liked it. I liked it.
Good. Any other thoughts? Any other feelings? Any other vibes?
I would recast this movie, but every part is played by Christian Slater.
Mm.
He would be good as a. He
Any
would
of
be
them.
good as a couple of these guys, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't remade this. I'm not asking for them to. Don't get me wrong.
I think it's just so of its time. I don't know. I don't know if, and I also don't know that it has like that kind of marketing appeal where people would go out to see the Breakfast Club remake, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Because despite like all the aging like that some of this dialogue did, which is not why I don't like it. I mean, it still rings pretty true for most things. There's no necessity to remake it.
yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, it's pretty, it pretty much still works. I mean, there's no jewels or iPads in the school, but
Only
they
one
have,
gun.
yeah, just about
Yeah.
everything else, though. They have weed, they have, you know, uncomfortable sexual situations, all the stuff you know and love from high school.
Whistling.
Whistling. Fingerless gloves. Yeah, I think that's, yeah. I don't have anything else.
I think one of the things that a modern movie, like a modern version of this, is that they have to include the corny scene that every high school movie has now, where the bully character gets confronted with them. Instead of the character telling you that their dad abused them, they would be like, Bender, you're just lashing out because you were probably abused. And actually, you
Oh, like the
bullied
other kids,
because
yeah. The Gen
yeah,
Z would be the other kids analyzing
yeah.
each
That
other.
they do in every
That
like
would
high
be,
school
yeah,
movie
that's
They
now,
would
true.
have
where
been
it's like,
they would have been saying
Bender,
the principal.
actually, you're misogynist because you don't have a proper father figure in the home.
You imagine
Allison,
like
you're stimming right now. You're stimming, Allison.
oh Gen Z Breakfast Club. You like the principal going off for 20 minutes and then Bender would just be like, grown man, by the way.
What's Unc mad about?
Oh man.
Why Unc mad?
I mean the freeze frame at the end of this movie is golden. Will forever be awesome.
And the song's good.
Hey, hey,
Mm-hmm.
hey, hey.
Wow, Jim, you didn't like it.
Yeah, I don't think we could release this episode.
Can't believe you didn't like it.
Listen,
If you're gonna not like it too, you gotta come in hot, man. You gotta come in hot. I didn't feel you came in hot.
You know we're
came
gonna
in,
press
you
you.
came in a little. I'm not
which
sure.
is fine. No, it's no. I appreciate and I anticipated that I was going to get pressed like this, but it also like I think there is something important to like. Yeah, you do have to like. Maybe it's because I'm still not used to really thinking about the shit that I don't know how to say it. Like I'm not used to like doing a proper review and having like a really fully fleshed out, thought out opinion about a piece of media.
Yeah, I will say though, there is like, again, to defend you for no reason. There is something also to like seeing the point of a movie and like the greater purpose, but still not really liking it or like still not really like enjoying it. Like I think for me, I see the purpose, but I also enjoyed the. It's not like I'm like, well, I was excruciating sitting through it, but you know, it's a nice message. You know, like, it's not like that. So there's some wiggle room there.
We'll have to do a sequel to this one, I think. A Breakfast Club follow-up.
Rewatch.
I can't wait. Um.
All right.
So yeah, I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna load up the ducks. Do you guys want to
Okay.
talk about what? Because we already went through the ratings. You guys want to talk about what you've seen? While I
Yeah,
do
I'll
that.
go. Because mine's short.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, I've been on an X Files kick, so I've been rewatching that. One movie I did watch, I watched this morning, was The Other Boleyn Girl. I don't know if you've ever seen that, Rob.
Mm-mm.
Eric Bana plays like King Henry VIII. And Scarlett Johansson and Natalie Portman play the Boleyn girls, and it was tedious as shit. I like it just suffered from like not like being underwritten, I guess, like being really underwritten and melodramatic, and a very weird take on like a very interesting subject. Like you're like, oh, this is a movie from the perspective of Anne Boleyn, one of the wives of King Henry VIII. Like there's going to be a lot there to tackle, and it only like half attempts to tackle any of it, and it was just very melodramatic and weird, as good as all the performances kind of were. I'm not always a big fan of period pieces with American actors and actresses doing the worst accent they could possibly muster.
Mm.
It's kind of one of those. I don't know. I sat down and I watched the whole thing, beginning to end. Like, didn't even look at my phone once. And at the end, I was like, I could have turned this off and had a way better day. So yeah, I watched that this morning.
um. So I watched two movies by Wong Kar-wai, who's a very famous Hong Kong, I believe Hong Kong filmmaker. Um, one of the movies was Fallen Angels. I thought that was okay. He has a really interesting style, so the movie was watchable. I thought that one, story-wise, fell a little bit more flat. There was a little bit more dead space to it, which could be good or bad. Just depends, on the experience. Um, but I watched another movie of his before that, which was just like, honestly, I'm trying not to. I it's probably one of my favorite movies ever now, and like that's not just like because I've seen it recently. Like, oh, it's like all fresh on my mind. Like it's
Is it
like
one I
that
think
good.
what
It
it,
was Chungking Express,
that is on my
and
list of movies to watch, man.
that movie genuinely has changed my life.
Okay, it might be bumping up the
Genuinely.
list then. We'll have to talk about that.
Um, it's awesome. I don't even know if I want to talk about it. Like I just loved everything about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
And
watch that.
I'm gonna kind of dive into watching some of his other stuff now. But real quick, I watched two other things. The Naked Spur with Jimmy Stewart. I really like that. I think it's kind of a
Oh,
stripped down western. If you like stuff like Slow West with Michael Fassbender, this is kind of like that. It's reminiscent of it's that kind of thing where it's a stripped back western. It's like a morality tale. I've liked it a lot, and Jimmy Stewart's great in it.
oh, I'm Jimmy Stewart. I can't do Jimmy Stewart.
And then I saw Wuthering Heights, which I didn't really
New one.
like, but the new one, which I didn't like, but I also thought people were like shitting themselves hating on, and I just thought it was like a whatever movie. I didn't think it was that bad. It was just boring.
Who plays opposite Margot Robbie?
Jacob Elordi, who is genuinely awful.
Yeah, not my
Yeah,
not my.
he's bad in this movie too.
I actually think he did okay in Frankenstein, but generally not somebody I enjoy.
I like him in Priscilla. He's good as Elvis.
Okay.
I didn't like him in anything else I've ever seen. And Priscilla, by the way, great movie. Highly recommend that. And that's it.
Good.
I want Mohawk Duck to win.
I watched Casino. I like Casino. That is all. And the
I have
whole
to
Quentin Tarantino
rewatch that
movie.
one.
It was good. It was good. All right, so we have our ducks in a row here. 20 seconds
All of them?
on the board. all 100 of them, as much as the free duckpickerracergame.com website will allow me to without paying. Because for whatever reason, you could pay to have 1,000 ducks, which I think if we ever make it to
We
the
could
big
get
time,
1,000 movies.
if we ever make it to the big time and force ourselves to put the 1,000 movies in the pool, I'd do it.
This
But
episode might put us in the ground, Jim.
without further ado,
I gotta figure out a way to make money on this.
Grandma Duck kind of getting an early lead here. Okay, we got a couple contenders from out of nowhere in the dino costume.
Oh,
Oh, wait.
Give it to me, 29.
Queen.
Come on, 29.
33.
No,
33's taking it.
Come on.
The queen.
The
Larry
princess duck.
Bird.
33. What block are we in? I'm assuming it's the 200 to 300, right?
I believe so.
33 is Big Fan.
Jesus.
What is
Oh.
Big Fan?
Hell yeah.
Did I pick that?
Wow, this is weird.
That's a Patton Oswalt.
This
hell
might
yeah.
be me. This
What
might
is
It
be
has
me.
to be you.
Big
yeah.
fan.
You watched it recently.
Yeah. This is gonna be interesting.
See, because sometimes
I think
could
you guys will
tell,
movie. I think you guys will like it.
in this little list, you could tell when I just started freeballing and just adding stuff. And then you could tell.
That's okay.
But I think we also were throwing stuff in.
Yeah.
Because Spaceman is definitely you.
I
But
I
End of
know
the
I
Tour
put
might be me.
I know I'm the one who put Soylent Green in there.
Huh.
Steve Jobs is definitely me. So I think this was like a mix of
Hmm.
you and us throwing stuff in.
Oh, I know you put in Cars.
No, that was you.
Oh my god. Those two that's a run right there. The Jerk, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, What About Bob?
Yeah. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, I definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
It's alright,
Hope
we
we
can
pull
pad this
cool
list with
runnings.
like Werner Herzog documentaries later.
Oh god, some of these I want to see go. To be honest,
There's only one
I'm
way to
seeing
get
a
him
couple.
gone.
Yeah, I'm seeing a couple. I'm like, oh no.
What's the latest movie we put in here?
I didn't put Twin Peaks in.
I think I did.
I'll tell you right now, I'm not watching that.
Why?
That's a whole ass
Twin
TV show,
Peaks?
Jimmy.
That's a
Twin
long. I
Peaks?
already tried to watch it.
It's a
Struggle.
TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a movie, but it's like really context dependent on the first 2 seasons of the show.
Oh, well
Yeah.
then we'll have to watch the TV show. And then we'll
I
be
probably-
never making another episode for fucking 3 months.
I definitely put Banshees in there.
What's like a random
Like a complete unknown, like a rolling stone.
What do you guys feel about Anora?
I loved it.
I know
Yeah,
some
it's a
people
great
that
I
loved
think
it,
people.
some
I think
like,
people
"Eh."
are annoying, and when it won, they're
Mm.
like, "Why did this win?" But it's like
People who
you
don't
can
watch
do that. You can
Like-
do that with literally any movie.
Okay.
You know. I don't know. I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
Well, that was then, and we are in the now. We will be back later with a review. What did we just pull? I'm so sorry. Fan club.
Big fan. Big fan.
There we go.
Starring Patton Oswalt.
We will be back with Big Fan, but for our very next episode, we are going to be doing something really sweet and super cool for you guys. We have decided that the pool is not enough, and that we are going to be doing a special thing called Staff Picks, where we decided to highlight specific movies that we really enjoy or want to review. And for our first episode, which will be the very next one that you see, Christian, what movie are we seeing?
We are seeing drum roll, please.
That's not a drum roll. That's a
Jesus.
clap. I don't know what to do.
Wait,
How do
wait,
I
I
make
actually, I actually have one. Ready? Oh wait, no.
Not a drum roll. You know what?
Is this working?
Jim, why don't we leave it a surprise for them?
Good. Good. Yeah.
Oh.
No, I like that actually. So you're gonna have
What's
to
the
be forced to
SpongeBob thing?
subscribe.
And the movie is and it just ends. Just keep going. Oh, stupid.
Anyway, goodbye.